Hi. So, I haven't been making as many videos as I probably should. Um, I'm kind of busy. I have things to do and I don't have a lot of time or like a lot to talk about too. It's kind of hard to find things to talk about for like 10 minutes, but this is what I'm looking at right now. I started this. Oh man. I didn't even leave my name in it. I don't know when I started this. A while back. It's kind of unfortunate I didn't put my name. I don't know why I did that. Anyway, I started it yesterday. I'm probably gonna finish it here pretty soon. But it's just Heredity, Race, and Society by Dunn and Dobzhansky. That's kind of a touchy subject. Heredity and race. That's not too common. That's not a big something that people want to talk about. I'm kind of interested in human genetics, but never so much as to really dedicate a lot of time into it. That and like human evolution. There's a lot in that field, but I've never I don't even think I have any human evolution textbooks. Maybe I've seen a little bit of it. But anyway, I'm working on that. I have that Bowler text about evolution I'm working on too. And then I have that genetics textbook I'm working on from Darlington. I don't remember if I showed you guys that or not. So that's what's going on there. I don't know. I don't have too much to say about race and genetics. It's at least skin color anyway isn't like a dominant recessive gene. It's some kind of like a cumulative trait where like the more you have of it, the more like dark you are, I guess. But again, I don't really know human genetics well enough to really even talk about it or any of that subject matter. I'd like to learn genetics. Like I like to really, really understand genetics, and then molecular genetics as well, and then cell biology. I'd really like to really know those three like very deeply, very important fields. But I just haven't spent enough time with it. I gotta spend more time looking at them. I have plenty of genetics textbooks. I could really study if I wanted to. But I haven't gotten to it yet. I'm still kind of looking at evolution. Of everything I do, I'd say I'm probably best at evolutionary biology. And then maybe number 2 would be like philosophy of science, with like 3 subcategories being like philosophy of science, philosophy of biology, and then philosophy of physics, or is sometimes called physical philosophy. Or I get the second one, it would actually be the history and philosophy of science, something that's called HPS. I like this guy named Hae-Sok Chang. He's really interesting. He is a really good philosopher of science. And he has some interesting ideas about realism and pluralism and some other stuff, the history of science. I think he goes deep into like the history of batteries or something. I like to look at him more. I've never seen any of his textbooks, but I have watched his talks. But yeah, I'm looking at the evolutionary theory right now because I'm really interested in the modern synthesis and where evolutionary biology is going to go from there. And I think that the issues relating to modern synthesis can find their roots or their foundations in the philosophical debates of the 1600s and the 1700s and the 1800s in evolutionary biology. And I think those subjects aren't well enough explored. Like, there's this guy named Edward Drinker Cope, and as far as I know, he might get like one paper written about him a year. So there's really not too much interest in Cope's ideas, but I think that what he was thinking about, I think it's well worth the time to go look at it, and I don't think too many people do that. I certainly don't have any of Cope's texts. I've never seen any of them. I don't think I've ever seen a single thing that Cope wrote. So I don't really know about him either, but I'd like to know. Another one is Herbert Spencer. I'd really like to find Spencer's stuff. And then there's some more too, like the influences on Darwin. And then there's the whole, like, because to study modern synthesis means to study the people that were involved in the development of evolutionary theory. So I need to look at, like, not just Darwin, but all the way down the line, like through Julian Huxley, through Weissman, through Leo Buse, through Dobzhansky, through, all the way up through the modern people who are working on evolutionary theory. It'd be nice if, like, there was some kind of unifying factor to bring all of evolutionary theory together, but that hasn't happened yet, and that seems to be a big problem with a lot. It hasn't happened with ecology. It hasn't happened with development. Some people think, well, maybe we can get like an eco-evo-devo I forgot the word I was using, but a tripartite synthesis between the three, and then maybe you'll have a single theory to describe all that different phenomena. And I agree, it might work. You might be able to get a theory out of those three things. It'd be really difficult. And then you'd have to find empirical evidence in like molecular biology or something, or a paleontology. Those people really have a chip on their shoulder, so they should probably be integrated at some point. And then, yeah, there's like a biological grand synthesis too, but that's kind of further away. It needs to include like philosophy of science, and then like metaphysics, and then epistemology and ontology. It needs it'd be like grander than just biology. It'd be a whole thing, and it'd include physics too. So that's like really far away. And then physics has its own issues. Anyway, my point is that it's all related. It's all kind of important. Even little books like this are very important. I'm not getting too much out of it though, just a little bit. I like Dobzhansky. I like to find more of his stuff. I have 4 of his books, but I like to find more. Anyway.